All right, let's talk about a feeling that is so modern, but at the same time, just completely human. I'm talking about that gnawing anxiety when you're waiting for a reply and that compulsion, that need to keep checking their digital status. Come on, be honest. Does this look a little too familiar? You know the moment. You pull out your phone, you open their chat, and you just glance at the last seen timestamp. Just a quick peek. But then, a few minutes later, you do it again. And again. It's this tiny little action that can so easily spiral into a full-blown obsession. And before you know it, you've turned into what some people call a relationship detective. You're piecing together all these little digital clues, right? Wait, they were online at 2 a.m., but they didn't text me back? You're searching for some kind of reassurance, but all you end up finding are more questions and a whole lot more anxiety. And here's the central paradox, the real kicker. The very thing you're doing to feel closer, to feel more secure, well, it's often the exact thing that's pushing them away. This constant checking, this need for digital proof of something, it can absolutely suffocate a connection.
This visual just nails the whole downward spiral, doesn't it? It starts so innocently, you're just staring at your phone. But then the magnifying glass comes out, you start overanalyzing every little detail. And finally, you get sucked into that hypnotic, maddening loop of the 3 typing dots, which, of course, sometimes just vanish, leaving your head completely spinning.
So if we know this whole routine is making us miserable, why is it so incredibly hard to stop? Well, there's a two-part answer, and the first part has everything to do with the technology in your hand. Okay, you really have to get this because it's fascinating. Every single time you open that app to check on them, your brain isn't just processing a timestamp. No, it's pulling the lever on a slot machine. You're gambling, hoping for that big jackpot, a new message, a recent online status, any kind of reward. This is what designers call an addiction loop, and it's powerful. The reward, that text message you're waiting for, it's totally unpredictable. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. And that variability is exactly what makes it so compelling, so hard to quit. Your brain is just craving that next potential hit of dopamine. But listen, the technology is only half the story. The other piece of the puzzle is much older, and it has absolutely nothing to do with your phone. It has to do with what you might call your childhood software. This is the deep internal programming that's really running the show here. So here's what's really happening. A simple little digital signal, or, the lack of one, is plugging directly into one of our most primal, deep-seated fears. The anxiety you feel, it's not actually about the delayed message. On a much deeper, subconscious level, it's about the terrifying idea of being left, of being abandoned completely. And this right here, this quote says it all. This should be the big aha moment. That feeling of pure panic when you see they were online an hour ago but haven't replied, that is not your adult, rational brain at work. That's your 5-year-old software having a total meltdown, interpreting a tiny digital slight as a massive, catastrophic emotional threat. So you can see the trap, right? We've got addictive technology preying on our deepest childhood fears. It sounds kind of bleak, I know, but there is a way out. So let's get to the solution. Let's talk about the freedom formula. Now here's the most important insight. The path to feeling better, to breaking free, it has absolutely nothing to do with them. It doesn't depend on them texting you back faster or changing anything at all. The real path to freedom is an internal one. It's what we're calling the solo journey. So the goal of this journey isn't about winning their attention back. The goal is to build your own self-trust. It's about taking all of that frantic energy you're spending on them and reinvesting it right back into yourself. Date yourself, take yourself out. Learn how to be your own source of validation, your own source of peace, so that a delayed text is just, a delayed text, not a threat to your entire existence. And this is what it actually looks like in practice. It's a conscious choice. You literally put the phone in a drawer. Create some physical space. You walk away from that anxiety spiral. And you practice just standing on your own, remembering that you are whole, you are complete, with or without that notification popping up. So I want to leave you with this final, really powerful question. Just think for a second about all the time and the energy and the pure mental space that waiting takes up. What could you build with that? What could you create? Who do you become when you are no longer defined by someone else's reply? Now that is the journey worth taking.